What were the biggest killers during the Civil War? Typhoid was a result of contaminated water or food. Typhoid killed nearly 65,000 soldiers during the Civil War. 1 of 3 people that were contaminated with this disease died from it. Pneumonia, this was the cause of 30,000 deaths during the Civil War. 1 of 6 soldiers who got the disease died from it. Pneumonia came from being injured in the field. Measles killed 11,000 soldiers during the war. About 1 of 20 people contaminated with this disease died from it. Medical procedures that caused medical problems would be amputation, because they were not sanitary when it came to amputation, because they didn't have the high-tech equipment and they never cleaned the amputation saw. Once the body part was amputated, bacteria got in the wound and infected it, which caused diseases. Bacteria played a major role in the loss of soldiers because they didn't have many antibiotics to give the soldiers. So once a soldier was infected, they had that infection until it was partially treated or it went away. The most important medical advancement during the Civil War was amputation, because it saved many lives, because if they would not have amputated the body part, it could have gotten infected and caused death to the soldier. Amputation also caused a few deaths during the Civil War because when the body part was amputated, it wasn't always the most sanitary process, so it led to deaths of soldiers if it got infected.
The first antibiotic was penicillin. It was found in 1928 by Alexander Fleming in London. It was important to the medical field because it was the first antibiotic that anyone found, so that's a pretty big deal. Yes, because they also wanted to use it during the war so it could benefit them as well. It was used to treat gun wounds, stab wounds, or anything that would hurt the soldiers that they were in pain. It wasn't overused because they were only allowed a certain amount because it was valuable. It made an impact on people because they were thankful to have a magic drug that healed them. Some other antibiotics were found after penicillin was leptospirin, glycofulin, and bactericillin. The antibiotic killed some kinds of bacteria, but since it was the first penicillin, it wasn't strong enough to kill all bacteria yet.
Hand hygiene became a common practice in about 1847. It was Yaz Louise who began the hand hygiene process. Hand washing is the single most effective way to prevent the spread of infections. You can spread certain bacteria casually by touching another person. You can also catch germs when you touch contaminated objects or surfaces, then you touch your face in an open wound. Other times when hygiene is important would be when you shower. If it would not be for taking a shower, you wouldn't be able to disinfect your body, which can have harmful infections all over it.
Every time you use the bathroom, you want to make sure you wash your hands. You get your hands a little wet here. Rinse them off. You want to get 2 squirts of soap, okay? You want to work this soap in real good. Make sure you get everywhere in between your fingers. That's key. Wash them up real good like this. Scrub them a little bit, you know. Like this. You want to rinse gently. Not too hard. You want to wash them like this. Make sure you get all the soap off. You don't want to leave no more soap on there. Make sure you get all the soap off. Copy that. Alright. You want to tap them on the sink, get some water off. And go for the paper towels. Grab paper towels. There you go, paper towels. What do? We go to the air dryer. Nice and dry. That's how you wash your hands. The antibiotic penicillin works by keeping a bacterium from building a cell wall. The antibiotics are important today because you don't need a prescription to use them. You go to the store and buy them right off the shelf. Tylenol, Advil, Aleve, ibuprofen, and penicillin are common antibiotics. Tylenol cures headaches, sore bodies, the cold, and sinus. Advil cures the same thing as Tylenol. Aleve is a bit stronger than Advil and Tylenol. It cures that stuff but is more effective. Ibuprofen also cures the same stuff that is found anywhere and is a well-known drug. Penicillin is bacteria treatment drug that is used for treating infections such as you getting a cut and bacteria going into your body. That's what penicillin for. When using rubbing alcohol, put on your burns, cuts, and scrapes so they don't get infected, and to clean bacteria out of the cut, burn, or scrape.
Are there good bacteria? Yes. Lactobacillus is found in the intestines, and it helps in the digestion of food that goes through the digestive system. And yes, you could live without them, but they are an aid in digestion. Probiotics are found in yogurts and helps keep your immune system supported. Yes, you could live without them, but they are a useful bacteria.
Antibiotic resistance is when the antibiotic does not affect the bacteria. We should be concerned about it because if the antibiotic does not fight the bacteria, then you need to find another drug to fight the bacteria because our bodies and the bacteria is getting so used to the antibiotics that it knows how to fight back. Ways that antibiotics are resistant is that you take a certain pill often. What will happen is the bacteria will find ways to defeat the strength of the pill, causing it not to work.
Antibacterial containing products can be better for preventing the spread of infections, but once you stop using that product, your body has stopped using that antibacterial resistance, which causes you to be more immune to infections. Some antibacterial products are Lysol disinfecting spray, mouthwash, toothpastes, and hand sanitizers.
Bacteria has become antibiotic resistant to sore throats, coughs, flu, and colds. They are dangerous because they can really harm you and mess you up. They spread easily because they are really harmful. These are really contagious. We make a pill or antibiotic that cures these diseases as the fix. I'd say less of a problem because we will make an antibiotic that cures these diseases so they won't cause a problem. We aren't the cause of the problem because we can't help that we get sick. Probiotics help prevent because they are stronger and will take care of all the bad diseases that antibiotics work. The website I found is familydoctor.org.